Y'all, I'm gonna show you around Iron Mountain Campground. It's an Army Corps of Engineer park on Lake DeGray in Arkansas. This is a loop at the end of there's two sections of the campground. This is the section that has campsites 1 through 31. And we're coming up on site 16, which in my opinion has one of the prettiest views of the lake. The other one is in site 18, but somebody set up in that campsite, so I will not show that one to y'all. But this is 16. It's beautiful. Come here and let's look. And what's really odd to me is it's a Friday night. It's after 6 o'clock on a Friday night. And there are, I think, a total of 6 campers, RVs, and tents. Just 6 sites are occupied here. But isn't this beautiful? You can see the islands, I think, out there. There's some islands and people, very popular area to go kayaking and paddleboarding and fishing. Back at the Ridge Campground at Iron Mountain, Army Corps of Engineer Park on DeGray Lake in Arkansas. It's Saturday night, 6 o'clock. There are a total of 6 RVs and 3 tents in this entire section. I really like this campground. It has a mix of spots, like this particular site, RV only, no tent pad. But then, no, these are RV only too. Okay, this one here, number 7, I'm gonna zoom in. That's 7, you can see the picnic table, and then beyond the picnic table is the tent pad. So it's a mix of RV only or RV with tent pads. Okay, so I really like it here. It's a pretty state park. You can't beat the price, $16 a night. You have electric hookups. You have access to water to fill your freshwater tank. And then there's a dump station right across from the registration booth, and that's where you check in when you arrive and get the paperwork for your post or to stick in the windshield of your vehicle. Okay, the only drawbacks that this particular campground has is there is no swimming area, no beach, no place to really get in the water. Some of the sites are really big. This one is a back-end site, or it's termed a back-end site, but you can see where you actually could make that a pull-through the way it's set up. Some of the sites have an additional parking spot, and some of them do not. It's really, really pretty here. We've got a nice breeze up on the ridge. You've got access to water. There are several of these throughout the campground. But you would need a lot of water hose if you're going to fill up here at the campground, because here's the spigot here. There's the road there. So if you have to stop and run your water hose to your rig in order to fill up, you're going to need a long water hose. Okay, that's kind of it for this campground. I hope you like it as much as I do, and you'll try it out. Y'all have a good rest of your week. Check in with you later. This is the day use area at Iron Mountain Army Corps of Engineer Park. I don't think it's in use anymore, or it's very rarely used. The bathroom's over there, the doors are missing, and I did not go in, but you can see from the road that there are no plumbing fixtures in there. So this is the day use area. There's some picnic tables over there. They have a thick layer of pine straw on them. It's a beautiful little area. And there's no sign saying that this area is closed for any reason. However, you can just tell it's not in use. And there's no maintenance being done, but you can just see all the leaves and the debris covering the parking spots. Just seems like nature's reclaiming this area, but it is part of the Iron Mountain Army Corps of Engineer campground, so I'm including it in the review. Okay, we're gonna go check out the other section of the campground now, the one that is down closer to Lake DeGray. So let's go check that out now. Past the children's playground is the second campground at Iron Mountain Army Corps of Engineer. These are sites 32 through 69. Some of the sites have tent pads, some are RV only sites. All of them are $16 a night with just electrical hookups. There are no water hookups at this entire campground. If you have a Golden Access or Golden Age pass, then the sites are just $8 a night. But those are the only two passes that they accept here. So let's go look at this a little bit closer. This is the section of campground that is closer to DeGray. The one that I'm in is on a ridge overlooking Lake DeGray. And you can actually see DeGray Lake State Park from the point at the very end of the campground that I'm in. Some of these sites are a little on the short side, so you'll want to check the link that's available on the recreation.gov website, or if you use the recreation.gov app. As you can see, they're really pretty sites. 34, right here on the right, overlooking the lake. Does not have a tent pad, but right next to it, number 35 does have a tent pad. And let's get a closer look at that particular campsite. To the left is 64. I mentioned that they're electric only, so you either need to fill your fresh water tank if you're RVing before you get here, or there are several of these in the park. Let me show you. They're water fountains, and then on the side they have a little water faucet, so you can pull your RV up on the road and stop and fill that up. All right, it's campsite 63 here on the left. And now we're going to walk over here and look at 35 with the tent pad, if you're interested in tent camping. And the one next to it, 36, also has a tent pad. And these are really pretty sites. This is 35. We're going to get a closer look here. I do still tent camp sometimes, even though I have a motorhome. Not as often as I used to, especially as I get older. I just appreciate the comforts of a bed. But this would be a beautiful tent site, looking out on that view. Isn't that pretty? You have fire pits at each site, a grill, I love these little concrete tables. If you're grilling, you can just put all your supplies there. Concrete picnic tables. We're gonna walk right over to the next one. And again, just a beautiful view to get down to the lake. It is a little steep at this campground, but that's not very difficult to get down to the water from here. And it's just so pretty and peaceful here. This is a Saturday, middle of the day. I think it's nearly 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and you can just tell if I'd be quiet, how quiet it is here. All right, let's go check out some of the sites closer to the water. Second campground. This is an actual campsite here. This is site number 54. Let's go check it out. The sites here are a little closer together. We'll just go around. And that's site 53 there. Now these are gonna put you a little closer to the lake, but let me just show you around. That's a pull-through site there. Much noisier down here. And so these are sites 32 through 69 here. There's the lake. You are closer to the water here. All right, let's head on back up to the Ridge Campground.